Welcome everyone, my name is Steve Hannay, founder and CEO of Aspenify. In today's tutorial, we will be taking a look at how to grow your content library. The content library is a very important aspect of a playbook and is required to make sure that all the various documents and reference websites, videos, tutorials, and anything else you need for a specific playbook can be maintained and stored within the system. So without further ado, let's take a look. So the content library can be accessed using the fourth icon within the module selector on the left-hand side. Once you access your content library, you'll be presented with various filters. You can see which content items are currently being set up, which have been published, which may be going through a review cycle, and which have then been accessed using the knowledge bank. So to start with, let's move into InDesign and show you how a new content object is established. In this case, this content object is categorized under work and real estate. To edit the item, I just hit the green icon and I now can set up the link information to that content object. Within Aspenify 1.0, all content is referenced to an external link. So if you are storing a document within Box or Dropbox or SharePoint or OneDrive, you can do that just by taking a copy of the link and then assigning it to the content URL right here within the entry form. Equally, I can define the name of that content item along with a description. I can define the type of information stored within that link. Is it a web link? Is it a document? Is it an audio file, a video, an image, or some kind of software tool? I can also set up a reference to the originating author. It's really a best practice to do this to make sure that the attribution to any content items that you're storing within your playbook are actually crediting back the original author's work. The next part is to set up the categorization. This is very important because it makes sure that that content object is only visible when you're working on items within that specific category. So in this case, we're using an example for leasing in the San Jose area, and as such, it is in the knowledge bank work, real estate, and then onboarding as an example. Now the last part of content management is the ability to set up a review process. So if you click here and say review is required, I can then establish a person as an active reviewer for that content. If I hit submit for review, the message will go to that person for review and sign off before giving me the ability to publish it. So that's quite a nice feature to make sure that for those very, very important content items, you have a second pair of eyes taking a look and making sure that they're set up correctly. So I'm turning that off for now so I can show you the publishing process. I'm going to change the name here just to make sure it stands out a little bit more, and we will reference the link that we are presenting here as a label. And then I'm going to publish it privately, which means that all this content is only accessible within the current workspace. In a future release, we'll be able to hit the public button and publish content externally to all workspaces within a community. But for now, we're really limiting the publishing to be private from a security and access control perspective. So I hit publish, and now that particular item, LoopNet link, is published within the system. And if I click on the link, it will immediately pop me over to that particular location so I can see roughly what's happening within the LoopNet network. So this is quite a powerful mechanism to preload all the various content items that you may use for a particular category of work. So in this case, I have items loaded for hospitality, for the restaurant example that I'll talk through in a little bit. I have examples for real estate and high tech and other use cases. So it allows me to store all that information in one place so I don't have to hunt around and try and figure out where that information is at this point. I can just go straight to my content library and can access this within my playbooks, my initiatives, or any other part of the system. Of course, I have other icons, including delete and this little information icon as well. So if I want to find out more details about the content object, I can do that just by clicking the information icon, and away we go. The filtering and search at the top of the page is also quite useful. If I want to be able to filter based on the work category, I can do that very easily. If I want to filter based on a particular phrase, I can do that as well, and it will be able to find the information according to whatever search criteria I put in here. So as you go through the process of InDesign to published, you'll notice that the objects that you're working with will just map across. So in this particular case of the LoopNet link, it is now visible within the published list. If I have any under review items, I can check those out. If I have any approved items, I can check those out, and so on and so forth. So that's quite a nice way to filter them. Also, if I go to the knowledge bank and I click on work, you can see it provides the work information. If I actually select an item that is not storing any content, then it won't show any of those. If I jump to hospitality, which does have quite a few, I can use that as a way to search for them as well. So this is a nice way to kind of filter by category, whereas the top list is really filtering by life cycle of that content. It's one of my key recommendations when working on playbooks as well as working on initiatives, that you work to try and preload as much content as possible. We're actually going through the process right now of working with a fairly large real estate firm, and we're going through every single document, every single web link, every single video, every single audio track, whatever it is, and we're making sure those are added to the system right up front. So now whenever I'm building playbooks, I have that as a library I can reference at any time. And it makes it very easy for driving repeatable work. It does take a little bit of time to set it up front, but it pays dividends down the road because you only have to do it once. And you're not constantly trying to hunt for the information every single time you're trying to build any best practice or repeatable playbook for the organization. So that just about wraps up the content management aspect within the Aspenify platform. If you have any further questions or wish to find more information, certainly reference our support page at our website, www.aspenify.com/support. You can also reference our online documentation through our help system, where you can connect to our various user guides, as well as any of the tutorial videos that you need to review. In addition, our online help gives you direct access to our user forum, our support page, and also gives you the ability to log any issues that you find within the system. If you do log an issue, it is set up using an online form, which immediately sends the issue information to our development team so that we can plan for a particular release. So on behalf of Aspenify, thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to reach out anytime if you have any questions, and we certainly welcome your feedback both now and in the future. Have a great day.